That's why Peruvians have always been quite reluctant to celebrate Halloween. Hello people of YouTube, and welcome to another video from my room here in Lima, Peru, and welcome to my very first video of this month, which is spooky month for some people, the beginning of autumn for others. In my case, since I live in Lima, it's already spring, which is a bummer because autumn is my favorite season, but in the end it doesn't even matter since there's no such thing as autumn or spring here. But anyway, today I'm gonna make a cultural October kind of video where I'm gonna share with you guys a few fun facts and events that happen in Peru throughout this month, because there are indeed quite a few things going on that totally make Halloween not that big of a deal. But before we start, if you haven't watched my previous video yet, I invite you to do so. I've put the link up there so you can click and go directly to that video. I appreciate that a lot, and now with that being said, let's just get to the video. So I'm gonna start off with today. Today, October the 8th, is actually a national holiday. On this day in the year 1879, a naval battle between Peru, Bolivia, and Chile took place off the coast of what was then Bolivia, because nowadays that territory belongs to Chile. That battle, which was part of the War of the Pacific, is known as El Combate de Angamos, or the Battle of Angamos in English. In that battle, we were defeated by the Chilean forces. Chile gained control over the seas and was thus able to invade Peruvian and Bolivian territories. On this day, Peruvians commemorate two main events. The first one is the capture of our warship, the Monitor Huáscar, which by the way is now a floating museum in Chile, and second of all, the heroism of the Peruvian Navy, especially the death of our greatest hero, Admiral Miguel Grau Seminario, also known as the Knight of the Seas. Nowadays, military and civil parades are held to honor him for his integrity, faithfulness, and courage in the Battle of Angamos. We all know that October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And although it is an international campaign, I figured it was very important to mention what Peruvians do about it. Every year, screening programs and fundraising events are held to raise awareness of the disease that can be detected early and treated effectively. For example, there's this 5K, 10K race that brings together a large number of people. This year, the race is going to be virtual, which sounds pretty fun to be honest, and I consider that a good and healthy way to support a cause, to inspire hope, and also a powerful reminder that we're all in this together. If you walk along the streets of Peru in the month of October, you will notice several people wearing purple robes. The reason, El Señor de los Milagros, or the Lord of Miracles in English. The procession of the Lord of Miracles is the most heavily attended Catholic and religious festivity in Peru. In the mid-17th century, an Angolan slave painted the image of a crucified Jesus on a wall of a temple in the neighborhood of Pachacamilla in Lima. Later on, in the year 1655, an earthquake destroyed the temple along with buildings, houses, and unfortunately it also claimed many people's lives. However, the wall on which Jesus was painted was left intact. After that, as it was outside religious norms, authorities tried to eliminate that mural, but those attempts were unsuccessful. In 1687, another earthquake took place and destroyed part of the rebuilt temple. Once again, only the wall with the image of Jesus remained intact. After this miraculous fact, a replica of the image was made to be carried in procession through the streets of Lima every October. That gave birth to a great Catholic tradition, which is currently one of the largest in the world, as it is recreated in every single country where there is an expat colony of Peruvians. What happened to the destroyed temple then? Well, a new one was built on the grounds, that is the sanctuary and monastery of the Nazarenas, where nowadays we can find the painted mural. One of the things I like the most about October is the Turron de Doña Pepa. The what? El turrón de Doña Pepa. It is a traditional Peruvian dessert that is closely related to the Lord of Miracles. There are a couple of stories behind it, but the most popular one is about Josefa Marmanillo, a slave from the 18th century, also known as Pepa. The story says that Pepa began to suffer from paralysis in her arms, which led to her being released from slavery. This increased her faith in the Lord of Miracles and began to believe in the healing miracles attributed attributed to him. Soon after, she was cured, and as a way to say thank you, she prepared this delicious dessert and brought it every year during the celebration of the Lord of Miracles. Here I have a piece of Turron de La Pampa. It's made of flour, butter, eggs, and honey. It has all these beads on top that makes it super colorful and festive. At first you might not like it because it's super sticky, so it might stick to your teeth. But oh my god, after you give it a first bite, I bet you will love it. Bon appetit! Oh my god! This is my favorite part of the video! By the way guys, this is totally off topic, but if you like Harry Potter and cosplay, I have a couple of super cool videos coming out really soon. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss all the fun. So now let's just get back to the video. I'm pretty sure you've clicked on this video because you want to know the answer to this particular question. Is Halloween a big deal in Peru? Do Peruvians celebrate Halloween? The answer is yes, we do celebrate Halloween, however, it's not that big of a deal. As a matter of fact, we all acknowledge that Halloween is just one more excuse to party, because in reality, it's nothing more than a cultural influence from the US. However, there is a plot twist in here, since October the 31st is indeed an important day in Peruvian culture. Not because of Halloween, but because of El Día de la Canción Criolla, or the Day of the Creole Song in English. Creole music is a characteristic genre of Peruvian music that has Spanish, African, and Andean influences. Here's a taste of what it sounds like.
de ayer. Este zancudito que me está picando, sangre de la vena, mamita. Sangre de la vena, mamita. Que me está sacando, que me está sacando, que me está sacando, que me está sacando. Mi amito se ha ido para acá, me deja una amita cuidando. Y desde ayer, y desde ayer.
That was a beautiful piece of art. I really hope you like it. It's super catchy and it just makes you want to dance. On that day, you will listen to Creole music in bars, restaurants, peñas, theaters, where you can also eat lots of delicious Peruvian food. And there are also live shows, concerts, and events where well-known Creole artists get on stage. So yeah, that's why Peruvians have always been quite reluctant to celebrate Halloween. Many people claim that we should all choose to celebrate our own festivities rather than celebrate a holiday originally from Europe. In fact, I can describe October the 31st as the rivalry between kids, young adults, people in their 30s versus adults, people in their 40s, and elderly. On one side, we have the youngest generations craving for candy or Halloween parties, and on the other side, we have people who wish to keep Peruvian traditions alive and to preserve Creole music as cultural heritage through generations. Now, my question is, if you were Peruvian, which side would you choose? If you're still wondering how Peruvians celebrate Halloween, well, there are no spooky decorated houses, but children definitely dress up as their favorite characters and go trick-or-treating. Fun fact here is that kids don't say trick-or-treat, instead they say Halloween! I remember when I was a kid, I was told to attend kindergarten on a costume and I dressed up as a ghost. I was never a princess, but a ghost. Young adults and people in their 30s normally go to Halloween parties to show off their costumes. Others take cemetery tours or visit haunted houses, so there are literally activities for all tastes. To end this video, I would like to share with you guys one more fun fact. As you guys already know, earthquakes in Peru are super common as the country is located in a seismic zone. Well, there's this old myth that says that October is the month of earthquakes and tremors. However, that's just a myth originated by the surprising coincidence that the strongest earthquakes in Lima have occurred in October. Needless to say, earthquakes can occur anytime since they're part of the constant evolution of the planet, so it's always good to be prepared. Okay guys, so this have been a few Peruvian fun facts and festivities going on throughout October. It always makes me super happy to share with you a little bit of my culture, so please let me know in the comment section down below where you're from and if you also celebrate any holidays this month. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Unfortunately this time you cannot follow me on Instagram because I temporarily deactivated it, but you can definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to keep hearing from me. So this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys like it, and please look forward to the next one. Bye bye!